degrees. Do you put turkey in them? Do you
Bacon.
Put nice.
First I chop up the bacon
fry it.
and get all that fat going. Then I put garlic, some chili peppers, and then I cheat and do a little Tabasco.
I wonder how many times she practiced all of those lines and saying that recipe. She claims she's made so many she had to wash them in a bathtub. How do we fact check this one? Might be tough. Next up, George Clooney, author of that now infamous op-ed that really started the chaos to oust Joe Biden. He has some revisionist history.
The person who should be applauded is the president who did the most selfless thing that anybody's done since George Washington. And that's true. It's very hard to let go of power. You know, we know that. We've seen it, you know, all around the world. And for someone to say, I think there's a better way forward, that's all the credit goes to him.
They actually believe the stuff they say. No, you ousted the old guy, and I think he's still ticked off about it. That's the honest truth. Next up, Adam Schiff trying to make Kamala look like a moderate on energy and climate policy. This was clever. Take a look.
I favor banning fracking, and I strongly believe that the pathway to attacking climate change is to wean ourselves off of fossil fuels. As the Vice President pointed out, her values, though, have remained consistent, and that is she is a champion of moving ourselves in the renewable energy direction.
Yeah, so that interview basically sounded like, oh, I want to go further, but, you know, Kamala's not there yet because they're terrified that the middle, they're losing them as fast as they can. So now Kamala's a moderate on energy and climate change. Yeah, she's such a moderate senator and now a moderate presidential candidate. I'm sure we're all buying that. Next up, former aide to New York's Governor Kathy Hochul arrested, charged with acting as an undisclosed agent of the Chinese government in exchange for millions in kickbacks. I wonder how many politicians the Chinese have in their pocket in reality. Linda Sun, Hochul's deputy chief of staff, also worked for Cuomo, arrested this morning with her husband after the FBI raided their $4 million home on Long Island earlier this year. Indictment contends she used her position to turn the governor's office into a mouthpiece for the Chinese Communist Party. Again, I think these people are all over our government. Here she was pushing equity not too long ago, a communist principle.
But I think right now we also need to bring in the word equity, right? Diversity is when you say that there's, you know, many different types of people with different backgrounds and they're all, you know, invited to the table. Inclusion is when, you know, we include all of their ideas. But equity is when we make sure that all of the people who are at the table have equal access.
Yeah, need that equity. By the way, China funds Black Lives Matter and Antifa as well. They love to stir up all that chaos in our country, pushing these radical left agendas. And finally, is there anything that's not biased for Kamala Harris at this point? Check out what Amazon's Alexa is telling its users.
Hey, Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide responses that favor a specific political party or a candidate. It is important to note that promoting discrimination against any group of people based on their ethnicity or national origin is not acceptable, and I will not participate in such discussions.
Hey, Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
So yeah, you ask about voting for Trump and they say there's no reason to. You ask about Kamala Harris and they give you all these amazing things about Kamala Harris. Amazon responded admitting it was, or claiming it was an error that was quickly fixed.